This screencast is to try and help you start to think about what the reality of health promotion is and thinking about it on a local level. So, what you might see around you. So, these posters, which you were in Sheffield a couple of years ago, and on Carrie's walk to work. Carrie was one of our previous lecturers. And she saw all of these different posters, all of which fit under the category of health promoting activities. So if you've looked at the short video about the Ottawa Charter and health promotion, have us just stop this video a moment and think, where do these activities fit in that health promotion way of working? What are they? So my thoughts about what these are is that the majority of them are creating supportive environments or developing personal skills. So the nature natter about well-being is creating a place where people can go that is going to support well-being. So that's a supportive environment. You don't have to be anything or be anyone special to go. This is just somewhere you can come. So a place, an environment that is encouraging health. If you look at the others, they're pretty much all about developing skills, learning about healthy eating, learning how to practice self-care if you are a carer, and how to build confidence. So those are all about personal skills. So all those different action areas that are being used, right, quite simple activities, just to improve people's ability to care for themselves and to create an environment in which they can do that. So if you look at the strategy aspects of it, these are enablers. They're all things that will enable people to be able to live a healthier life. So thinking about health promotion, one of the ways that it's often looked at is through the lifespan. So going from the very beginning of life, preconception, babies, through to older adults, because we have different ways of living our lives at different parts of our lives. So what it helps us to do is think, right, what are the opportunities? Where can we work with those people at that particular age group or stage of life? And what needs are there at that stage of life? So you might be thinking of a baby, for example. A baby's needs are going to be around being fed. That's one of the core needs that a baby has. So we might be thinking of bottle feeding, breastfeeding, promotion of breastfeeding, encouraging mothers in that particular area of life. So that's a particular need that's important at that stage for a baby. So other points of life that we change and our needs change and our environment in which we live changes. Such things as starting school. So you bring in the school meals, starting university. For some people, that will be starting feeding themselves and doing all their food shopping for themselves for the first time. Not for master's students, perhaps, but for many students, that's going to be a new way of living, making those choices without the influence of parents or school. Starting work can change things. Certainly starting a family, having a baby, and retirement. So these are just some of the areas and life events that offer us opportunities as health promoters. Think, right, there's a life event here. Someone is changing their life. This is a new time for them to start thinking about how to look after themselves and look after their health. And there are various ways of defining stages of life. These ones I've taken from the UK NHS Digital Service because that's where a lot of our statistics will come from. So if we're looking at the need and looking at the number of people who fit into that group, we may well be using something like NHS Digital. The World Health Organization has slightly different terms. So you will see different terms in different places. but this is the one that I've used here. So we've got the baby up to 1 year, but also considered from quite early on in pregnancy to be a baby. So you've got that first year, and then you've got the toddler from 1 to 3 years. And then we've got child, 4 to 12, teenager, young people, and then adults of various ages. And, in some terminology, you will see adults called older adults and very old. And those terms are perhaps less acceptable than they used to be. But it's thinking through what's happening for that person at this stage and what might their needs be because they are at that stage of life. And when we think about those different stages of life, we also have other questions that we need to consider. How do we communicate with people at different ages of different lives? What issues are going to affect that? Who is going to be influencing that person's life? What is influencing them? Who are they networking with? How might we access them? All of those different types of questions. And I would suggest you just stop the video at the moment and just read through all these different parts and think through, if you think of somebody that you know, what's the influencing factors that are going to affect them? How would I access, how would I communicate with those people? What are the opportunities? What are the limitations in different types? How are the inequalities in life going to be influenced by people in different ages? So stop and have a look at that and have a think. You think through some of the people you know, what's influencing them. And for yourselves, you're at university. What's the university doing to promote health? Do you get any emails that are offering you places to promote health or activities to promote health? What do we get on the university web page? What is in place to support health of students? What can you see on posters as you go around heart of the campus, or Robert Winston, you sitting in the cafe, what is there? Is there anything around that is saying, here, we can promote health? Even in the toilet facilities, you will find things that are there to promote health. What are they? So have a look around you, try and become a little bit more aware of what opportunities are there for you as this transition time in life as a student. And, second years, a lot of that will have already happened for you. But as you go forward, things are going to change again. You're going to be working. And obviously a lot of you work already, but you're changing your work environment. You're going to be doing that over the next year. So what's going to change there? One of the things about health promotion is there's some really good textbooks that can really help you to think through all these things. So I've got 2 bits of recommended reading here for you. And I know you're not going to read all these chapters, but these 2 books you can see are very recent books, written by experts. Many of them are on their subsequent editions and not first editions. I think so. These people have been writing these books for a long, long time. So you've got Practical Health Promotion, which talks about the lifespan, and you've got Foundations for Health Promotion, which has got a whole chunk of the book on this idea of a setting for health promotion. So using those lifespan and thinking, right, where do we promote health for adults? Workplaces mostly. Where do we promote health for children and adolescents or teenagers? Schools. For older people, for unemployed people, it's going to be their neighbourhoods. So have a look through those and to get a feel of what we might do, where and when for different people.